Hi there. I'm Matthew, and I serve as pastor of Grace Lutheran Church, one of the ELCA Lutheran congregations in Boulder, Colorado. And we together are publishing these video devotions, especially now while we can't gather together in person. The daily lectionary for today has Psalm 29 as one of the readings. I want to read the beginning and the end of the psalm. Ascribe to the Lord, O heavenly beings, ascribe to the Lord glory and strength. Ascribe to the Lord the glory of God's name. Worship the Lord in holy splendor. May the Lord give strength to God's people. May God bless all people with peace. So, when I look around the world, here's what I see these days. As you probably know, we've been isolating and physical distancing since March because of the COVID-19 pandemic and folks getting sick. Things are starting now to open up a little bit, but the church isn't gathering quite yet for worship in person, at least most of us aren't. And I gotta say, online worship is weird. Schools have had to rethink how to teach, and parents have started to get tired of having their kids around so much, I think. Lots of different public spaces are either shut down or they're operating really differently than they did before. Libraries are closed. Restaurants have been closed and are starting to open. Some businesses have been open and some haven't. Some are still shut down. Gyms are closed and starting here in Colorado maybe to open up again. Add to that the reality that in these past couple of weeks, we as a society have started addressing the truth of racism, white supremacy, which is so prevalent in our society and unfortunately part of the foundation of our nation. And as we address this racism, one of the things that's happening is that the protests that are going on are blocking highways, forcing businesses to close or open differently. Cities are imposing curfews. The news cycle is overwhelmed by the news about the protests and etc. And just personally, it's really messing up my social media feeds. And I got to tell you, I'm getting tired of it all. Kind of wish it would just stop. Kind of wish we could just get on with normal life. I mean, wouldn't that be great? Yeah, I can say that. I can say that because I am a middle-aged white guy, as you can probably see, who has enough money to be able to own the instruments that you see here and some others that are over there that you can't see. I'm married to a phenomenal woman. There's always plenty of food in our large suburban house because we have access to all kinds of resources. I've been in handcuffs exactly once. And that day the police were super polite to me and let me go within like 60 seconds. Thing is, I am concerned about justice for folks who aren't like me, but it feels like it's getting to be a little much, and I'd just like to tune it out every so often entirely. So as far as COVID-19, I can get away with it. See, because I'm privileged enough to have a house that I can hang out in. I can get food delivered to my front door. I can work from home. I can care for children without needing to put them at risk in a daycare facility. I can almost completely not worry about this pandemic. But those who don't have the resources that I have can't escape from the potential danger. They've got to go to work, a lot of folks, in places that are around other people, while their kids are often cared for in a group of a whole bunch of other kids. I can also escape from the racism. I just don't have to go to the protests. I can skip the marches. I can go out into the world anytime I want to if I'm not going to isolate myself because of this pandemic. I can go out into the world anytime I want to and not have to think about the color of my skin. Brown and black people can't. Native people can't. Asian people can't. So many different people who don't look like me have to think about the color of their skin every time they go out into the world. Many people in our world cannot escape from the realities in our society that are easy for people like me to just ignore. And I can't ignore them. But my call as a follower of and believer in Jesus, my call is to keep on paying attention to those things I don't have to pay attention to, especially those things that cause other people pain, the people that don't have the access to the resources that I have. I'm not talking about charity. I'm not talking about giving stuff away to people who, in quotes, are less fortunate. What I'm talking about is listening. What I'm talking about is paying attention to people who have a different experience in life from mine. What I'm talking about is believing people when they talk about their own experience, even if what they say is completely outside of my own frame of reference. So to that end, especially the listening, I'm going to shut up now and listen. And after that, I'm going to do my best to use my privilege to make the world a better place, more like the reign of God. To make the world reflect the reality of the reign of God, which is a reality in which we all understand and trust and believe that God loves every single one of us completely and entirely, exactly as we are. May God give strength to all people. May God bless all people with God's justice-infused peace.